What's up, geeks? You're listening to episode 450 of the Geeks Under Grace podcast. I'm Jonathan Nichols, and I'm here with Andrea Riccati.
Hello.
And Cody is out sick tonight, so it's just us two. But we have a very interesting podcast. We've got stolen broomsticks, Nintendo hiding stuff like a nuclear war. Good grief. I'll have to cut that. Nintendo hiding Switch 2 games like their nuclear war code. Nuclear codes. Good grief. Okay. Nintendo hiding Switch 2 games like their nuclear codes, and a special casting for Fallout Season 3.
I'm excited.
All right, I guess to get started, Andrea, what have you been playing?
I am still carrying on with Henry of Skalitz's adventures in Kingdom Come Deliverance, the first Kingdom Come Deliverance. I I haven't actually had a lot of time to play this past week because of, life stuff, work stuff, but my goal is to progress and hopefully be close to finishing his journey by the time I return from my trip in Los Angeles back in June. So I would like to transition to another game afterwards, but I am still enjoying Kingdom Come Deliverance very much.
Those games are surprisingly long.
They are, but so much depth and such good writing that I can't complain of how long it is because I'm just enjoying the feast that is laid out before me on this journey.
Yeah. They have such depth, but also they make you slow down. And that's the fun part. It's why they kind of take so long. It's like everything is in real time and you grow to appreciate that.
I really like how my character starts out very weak at first and I struggle so much in that world, but at this point in the game, like I'm actually beating them one on one. I've got great strength, I've got good armor, so I really felt my character's growth in the game. So I'm really loving that.
I also love how you can learn how to read. Like it's like a
Yes,
big part of the game.
that is. I love that. It's so and it's rare for that time period too.
Yeah. That's something that's always funny to me about playing fantasy games. It's like your character will start as a peasant and then suddenly have to go on this journey, the hero's journey, and then it's like they can read and it's like, "Nah, that's not accurate. Like you couldn't read."
Exactly. Well, there were some people that could read back then, but it was very, very rare.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, as you keep learning, like when you start to learn, you'll recognize like one or two words and then the rest is gibberish.
Mhm.
And then as it keeps going and you keep learning, more and more words start appearing. I thought that was such a nice detail.
And it also unlocks, unique dialogue options too, so if Henry reads medicinal books, he'll grow as an expert in medicine, and that comes up in dialogue for injuries and that kinda thing, he can use that as a perk, as an additional dialogue choice, so I really like that option as well.
Yeah, and I think also, if I remember correctly, because I know this is in the second game, but correct me if I'm wrong, but you can actually get special skill books after you learn how to read, right? That actually
Yes.
kind of boost you.
Yes, you can. You have to find them,
Yeah.
though. You have to find them, but yeah, they exist.
That's such a, in my opinion, a nice touch.
It's one character, but you have the freedom to make him your own Henry of Skalitz, if that makes sense. It really is, the typical well, I don't wanna say typical, but it's a great role-playing experience, because you can make Henry however you want to be Henry however you want Henry to be.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it's really fun getting to see him grow as a character, and I'm excited to hear your thoughts on Kingdom Come Deliverance too, because it's just like such a natural progression.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that too. It'll have to be later this year because I've got some other things I need to play, but I Henry's journey will definitely be down in the books as I continue his story. I will definitely play Kingdom Come Deliverance too.
Well, for me, I have been playing Days Gone. I'm, like, way late on this game, but I honestly, it's such a sleeper hit. It didn't review super well when it launched.
What are you enjoying about it?
Like, so just a brief summary of what the game is. Basically, it's a zombie apocalypse game, but pretty much everyone is using motorcycles. And so, like, your character was in a biker gang, and his wife goes missing. I'm not gonna go into all the details to get to spoilers, but basically, after a couple of years, he's still kind of looking for her, and you're basically just trying to survive, and you're helping these basically encampments that are trying to bring some sort of like law and order to the world they live in now. And honestly, like the driving is really, really good. The motorcycle, like you get to upgrade it, and it's very satisfying. I think the gunplay is really good. Obviously, like there. So one thing they do in this game that's different is there's hordes, and like by
Hmm.
hordes, it could be like 400 zombies at a
What?
time.
How do you handle
Yes,
how do you handle
and
that?
carefully. And you gotta that's part of the mechanics though, is like you get weapons and bombs and stuff, and you can like basically kite them and train them into getting like basically get them in trains and lines, and basically you can like pincer them around, and so there's things you can do, but at a certain point you can't handle them. And so if you're exploring and you stumble across them and wake them up, you can't get away because they'll get on you so fast you can't get on your bike and run away. And, there's a couple in particular that I stumbled across that I couldn't handle, and I had, like, big light machine guns, I had all explosives, and I still didn't have enough firepower to take them on. Because I think at this particular area, there's, like, 2 to 300 at on, like, the easier levels, but, like, normal, I think what I read on a guide said it was, like, 400 zombies because there's, like, several buildings, and it's just, like, you just can't see the ground once you wake them up. And so you're, like, trying to climb and get away from, but they can climb at this point. So, you gotta do it very carefully.
So there's a bit of strategy involved then, as well as like mayhem and monsters.
Yeah, and that's kinda what I like about it is, the gameplay has a lot of depth for what it is, and then, there's strategy to dealing with the zombies. The other thing is, though, the story is really, really well written and acted. Um I think it got review bombed by a lot of big publications because it had performance issues when it launched, because it was a PS4 game. But I'm playing on the PS5, and they, of course, they had a bunch of updates and stuff since then, but it runs really smooth and it looks good. So I don't know, like I didn't even know. Like, I remember there was some kind of controversy around it when it launched, but I didn't really pay attention. I didn't buy it at the time, and because I was like, yeah, it's just another zombie game. But I don't know, like, I'm really enjoying it.
When did it come out?
2019, I
Okay.
think?
So about 5, 6 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, I don't actually remember why. Yeah, April 2019. And it came out on PC in 2021.
Very nice. You know what game also turned 10 this year that I absolutely love?
What?
Uncharted number 4 that turned 10
Oh, is it 10
yesterday was its 10th year anniversary.
Whoa.
Do we feel old yet?
Yes, I bought that. I bought that on the, PS5,
Yes, we did too.
like, as a or not PS4s, sorry.
I think we got that one on launch day, like, actually, like, waiting for
Yeah.
it.
I had the launch console edition. I think. Well, I didn't have, like, the fancy console where it's, like, had the decal on it, but it was the launch version of the game, and that's when I bought my PS4.
Oh, man. That was a whole generation ago.
Yeah,
Ah,
I know.
That game was so good, and what a great finale for a wonderful franchise too.
Oh, I wish they would make another one. I wish they would do Uncharted 5, but
Yeah, but come on, the 4th one ended perfectly. Do you want geriatric sorry for spoilers, but do you want geriatric Nathan Drake?
no, but I miss Nathan.
I do miss Nathan too. We need more characters like Nathan.
I think that's something modern video games miss is like I feel like they either try too hard now to be funny
Mhm.
or they don't understand what makes characters charming, which is sad.
Yeah, because he was like I don't know if they molded him to be a male Lara Croft or like Indiana Jones, but he had his own unique personality that was separate from those 2. Like, he stood on his own, and he was funny, he was
Mhm.
witty, but he was smart, even though he kept on crashing into things. Like, Nathan Drake was just so much fun. Like, his adventures were fun.
Yeah, and I think like it was a direct I would say it was like a direct answer to Laura Croft and but in a different direction whereas like he was smart and he had like he was humorous but like he wasn't perfect where like Laura Croft is like everything she does is perfect and calculated even when she messes up she ends up landing on her feet. And
Yes.
then they came out with Uncharted. Of course, they did the reboot with Tomb Raider, and it was really gritty. It was more Uncharted like actually.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I think I had read at one point he was even though Tomb Raider started as a PlayStation game, um, it was definitely like, hey, let's make our version of Lara Croft.
Which do you, like, prefer? Do you prefer Tomb Raider or Uncharted?
Ooh, that's actually a really good question. I had just recently replayed the I'm trying to think what they call it now. The Tomb Raider Legend trilogy, I think. But it's because they did not Tomb Raider Legend. They did the anniversary Tomb Raider Legend and then Tomb Raider Underworld, whatever that trilogy is called.
Yeah.
I just replayed those, and those are so stinking good. Um, like I really, really, really like those games. But I really just like Nathan Drake.
Yeah,
Um,
he's my favorite PlayStation well, one of my favorite PlayStation heroes. He's just so likable, so charming.
mhm,
This
super likable.
super
Um,
likable.
I I absolutely adore Uncharted 4. I think to me that game has the perfect mix of gameplay and cinematics.
Yeah, it felt the most cinematic from its intro, like the intro credits, like you had like the grand score, like a Hollywood
Mhm,
movie, to the epic climactic final boss fight, which I won't spoil, even though it's 10 years old, but it's just so different from the other Uncharted games. I'm like, oh, we're actually doing it this way. Okay, this is fun. I like this.
mhm.
This feels like because it's pirate themed, so you might know where
Yeah,
I'm going
I
with
really
that.
enjoyed it.
So that was fun. I really like that.
I do too. I hope they do a sequel to the movie. That might be a hot take, but I really enjoyed the movie.
I haven't seen the movie. I don't know if I would like it because I'm too attached to the games.
I don't know, I really enjoyed it. Um, it just felt like a prequel to the first game, like a good setup.
But we had
I
a
don't know if
we
it's
had
considered
a
canon, but it feels
we
like it
had
could
a
be.
prequel to the first game, and that was in the beginning of Uncharted 3 and 4 as well, actually.
Yeah, I think this technically takes place after the events of the prequel of that's set up in Uncharted 4, but I can't remember the opening of 3 too well. So I can't remember if it takes place before that or after that.
All I remember is that Nathan is a kid, and that's how he meets Sully.
Yes. Um, I'll look it up now. Huh. Yeah, I'll have to go back and look it up because I can't remember how the third one opens.
It's a fun one, that's for sure.
But yeah, that brings us to the gaming news. If you want to
Of
take that, Andrea.
Of course. Okay. So our first bit of news is Nintendo has confirmed that it is under wraps with Switch 2 games that are due later this year as share price drops following console price hike, and that they will provide details at the appropriate time. So there are multiple unannounced Switch 2 games that are set for launch later this year. Keyword being unannounced, so we don't know what those are yet. They are hiking the Switch 2's price globally, so, Switch 2 is going up by 50%, and sorry, not 50%, my bad. Switch 2 is going up by $50 in Canada from 449 to 499, so about $500 right there. Um, and okay, I'm gonna restart that, my bad, because I'm reading this wrong. So in the US, Switch 2 is going up by $50 from 449 to 499. So from the US, from 450 to 500, so it's going $50. In Canada, it's rising from 629 to 679 dollars. And then in Europe, you have 469 euros to 500 euros. Um, and Nintendo has been under pressure from shareholders to up the cost of its console. It's been selling at a loss, which has been a change from the Switch 1 era. And they're now expected to sell fewer Switch 2 consoles over the next 12 months than the machine's first year on sale. And Nintendo has tried to explain this by suggesting that Switch 2 sales are simply stabilizing following the console's explosive arrival. You might remember that the Switch 2 arrived during, I think, during the, is that, did it come out during the tariff uh, announcements that we've been having? And I'm not sure. It's been a while now. But Nintendo has acknowledged the price hike that may affect the console's affordability, and that might potentially price some customers out of a sale. And they acknowledge it's a difficult balance, and they're explain more during an investor meeting later on as well. But the most important thing, according to Nintendo President Shuntaro Furukawa, is that in the gaming console business is to provide engaging gameplay that offers value beyond the price. We and our software partners will continue to release various titles, and we aim to expand the market by conveying these titles along with the new experiences unique to the Nintendo Switch 2. And as a result of this, Nintendo shares are down 8% since the price rise announcement, and it has been following over the past year, despite the much hyped Switch 2 announcement and launch. So yeah, this doesn't bode well for the Switch 2, unfortunately. I think they're trying to release a lot of new games that may or may not be of the best quality in order to combat this loss that they're experiencing and to make up for the price hikes. So what do we feel about this?
That's yeah, that's I, so Nintendo isn't always the most consumer friendly, and
Really isn't,
it's
no.
really weird that it's really weird to me that I kind of expected this price increase a while back, and for some reason in my head I thought it had already happened. But I guess I had conflated the Mario Kart edition with the regular because I actually was surprised when I was at our local Best Buy and they had the Switch 2 for 449, and in my head I already thought it was $500. Um, but I will say the most shocking thing about this is they're teasing multiple games that they have under wraps for later this year. But to me, this would be like the perfect way to like soften the news of the price increase. To be like, hey guys, check out these games. Oh, by the way, we apologize. We've got to increase the price.
Yeah, like, take your medicine, but offer some candy at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it leaves a sour, taste in your mouth, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I do want to point something out that's funny. So a couple of months back, the Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time Switch 2 remake was leaked, along with a new Star Fox game was leaked,
Mhm.
which we just got the announcement for Star
We
Fox.
did,
So
yes.
I wonder if the unannounced I want to know if this like unannounced game is the Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time remake.
That could be one of them, but it says that there's multiple unannounced games, so that could be the biggest one, and there
Mm.
might be some other ones too that we just don't know about as well.
Nintendo, I would apologize for all the bad things I've said about you over the years if you released Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess remake bundle on the Switch 2.
You would be our favorite game company
I don't even
ever.
own a Switch 2.
Yeah, they would be our favorite game company ever.
I will go out and buy a Switch 2 just for those. So please, Nintendo.
Make it a reality, Nintendo. Do the right thing, Nintendo. So, yes, that is the Nintendo news. The other bit of news we have is that Xbox Game Pass for Discord Nitro subscribers has officially been announced. Xbox and Discord have now unveiled this new starter edition of Xbox Game Pass available to Discord Nitro subscribers at no extra cost. This comes a month after newly installed Xbox boss Asha Sharma confirmed that the companies were working closer together than ever on a fresh offering for fans. And then days later, the first mentions of an Xbox Game Pass Starter Edition would then begin to pop up. So they still refer to this Game Pass as a Starter Edition while avoiding making the label official. The slimmed down offering is what fans have been expecting, a catalog of 50 plus classic games with more titles added over time at no additional cost. These include Grounded, Stardew Valley, Hades, DayZ, City Skylines, as well as Dishonored 2, Fallout 4, Gears of War 5, and Doom Eternal. This appears to align the package with a smaller scale catalog available to Xbox Game Pass Essential members. So other recent changes include the ability to directly jump into Game Pass games your Discord friends might be playing or streaming. Game Pass subscribers will soon get 250 Discord orbs and a 1.2 times multiplier when completing quests. And also comes with 10 hours of cloud gaming, so you can stream games right away on more devices. So, whatever kind of game you enjoy, there is something in it for you. There's also a price drop for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass on PC as well, as a further announcement. But yes, what do we think about this?
I think it's cool. Um, I mean, I think it's nice when companies tend to bundle like this.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess it's not like a full Game Pass bundle, but I mean, if you're already paying for one, it's kind of nice to get the bonus of another.
Yeah. I am not a Nitro subscriber, so I get to miss out, I'm afraid. So I know a few of our Discord members are Nitro members, so they can get on in this deal if they like.
Yeah, I need to know how much it cost. Like, I don't know the pricing.
I'm
Um,
a little afraid to look, to be honest. Actually, we're on Discord right now. We could always look.
yeah, I just pulled up the website. Um, is not okay. So Nitro is 9.99 a month. That's actually not bad to get Game Pass.
It's not bad, but when you factor in other things that you may be paying for at the moment, it does add up.
Yeah. Um, but it's still I don't know. I was expecting like 14.99.
That's true.
So seeing 9.99, it's not bad.
So maybe this is the perfect time for me to become a Nitro subscriber and I can get in on this deal.
Yeah, you get a pretty vast collection of games.
Xbox, you might be onto something. You might be onto something here.
Yeah. I think so. We'll see though. I used to be a big advocate for Game Pass, um, but they kept upping the prices and they priced me out, so I had to
Oh,
unsubscribe.
actually, there there is a basic option that's only $3.99 a month.
Does it include Xbox? I wonder if there's a difference.
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't say anything about Xbox for either of them.
Mm. Well, anyway, if you're a Nitro enjoyer, then hey, you get Game Pass if you're not already paying for it.
That's right.
So I guess that brings us to movies. Have you watched any movies lately?
I have not seen any movies this week, unfortunately.
I I watched one. I watched Michael, and I I don't really ever really listen to critics. Sometimes critics can be a good indicator of a quality of a movie. But I always take the stance you should go watch it for yourself because, sometimes there's other motivations behind bad reviews. And I gotta say, I think this movie suffered of that because I think it's like a 30 something percent on Rotten Tomatoes, but the audience score is like 97% last time I checked. I really liked it. Um, I think yeah, 39% Rotten Tomatoes and a 97%, yeah, audience score. Um, it's got 10,000 plus verified ratings for the audience score, and it's at 97%. It's got 276 critic reviews. But from what I read, a lot of the critics didn't feel like it was, I wouldn't say political, but like too sanitized. But it kind of stops before all the drama happens. So I don't know. Like I think for what it is, it's really good. It's one of the. It was honestly, it was just a fun watch. Like you couldn't help but tap your feet as you're sitting down.
So would you recommend this movie, you think?
Can you say that again?
Would you recommend this movie, you think?
I mean, I would highly recommend it. Um, I mean, it's PG-13, but there's not really anything in it that's like I would consider. I mean, obviously, if you know Michael Jackson's history, you'll know that his dad was fairly abusive, but like they do a good job of showing that without getting too like I don't think it would trigger anyone. So, like, yeah, I mean, I would highly recommend it.
I find it interesting that we're having a lot I think this past decade, we're having a lot of, biopics and reinterpretations of famous singers. Not that we haven't seen those films before, because 'cause we've seen them, like, with Johnny Cash and that kind of thing, but we've seen, like,
Mm.
Rocket Man, we've seen, last year's Song Blue, I'm sure there's some other ones that I'm blanking on, but there's been quite a few films that have come out that, cover some big stars and some big state singers, you know?
Yeah, and I think it's because the studios see that they sell well, and also for the families, it it basically makes them money,
It is, yeah.
and
It's a
I think
money
it's
maker.
kinda like it's kinda yeah, it's kind of a cash grab, but it also helps bring a new audience.
That's if the
I
people go
actually wanna say that
oh, yeah, I just wanted to say that's if people go and see those movies.
yeah, and I think, like, if I read correctly, Thriller was on the top 100 trending again,
That's
like,
true.
in the for streaming. Like, it just broke another record, basically. So, yeah, it's big. But, yeah, that, brings us to the next story, or the movie news. So Matt Reeves, the Batman Part 2, Matt Reeves posts a picture of the monitor from them doing screen test, and it's a Batmobile just, like, blasting down a street, and it's snowing. And, of course, everyone on the internet starts speculating that Mr. Freeze is gonna be the villain.
Now, the question is, will they follow the Batman animated series origin for that character and not the 1960s Batman series interpretation?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they will.
It's
I'm
really
just
tricky.
or they can make their
Yeah.
own. They can make their own version.
Matt Reeves has said in the past that he feels like there's a really good, um, grounded version of Mr. Freeze, but I kinda feel like he's grounded anyway. I mean, he's not,
Mm.
like, too crazy.
Yeah, because this Batman is supposed to be more of the realistic side, I think. Um, wonder I wonder how they could pull it off. But they are making that Clayface one, so if maybe in that line of thinking they could pull it off.
Maybe, maybe. We will see. I just thought it was cool that he's in the snow. Like, I think everyone's favorite I think everyone enjoys Batman around Christmas time.
That's true. Isn't isn't the second Batman movie with Michael Keaton technically a kind of a Christmas movie? It takes place in winter, doesn't it?
Yes. Batman Returns is set during Christmas time. It is, in fact, a Christmas movie.
Love it.
Yeah, that moves us on to the next movie news, and that is James Cameron and Disney is being sued over unauthorized use of an actress's likeness in Avatar. So basically, this actress, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna attempt to uh, pronounce her name because she's native, and I don't want to butcher her name. But basically, she claims that she had met James Cameron at a um, party, and after that, she received a sketch that basically was of the Navi, and it was based off her likeness, is what she's claiming.
Mm.
And so she is currently suing them for using her likeness, but even though I believe she found out about this a long time ago, and yes, they met at a charity event. Yeah, so basically what she's claiming is that they met at a charity event. Cameron had invited her to his office, and apparently after going around a week later, Cameron wasn't present, but his staff gave her a framed print of a character production sketch along with a handwritten note which read, "Your beauty was early inspiration for uh the main character's love interest." I can't pronounce her name. Neytiri. too bad you were shooting another movie next time. Um, so apparently she was like, "Oh, this is a nice gesture," um, and and at most a loose inspiration. But anyway, so now she's suing him over it. So I don't know if she'll win.
We'll let the
I
courts
don't
decide.
know.
Yeah, we'll let the courts decide that, but I I don't know, for a franchise that has been around since 2009, I don't know how much water that holds.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if she had like some kind of legal protection over her likeness, then maybe, but I don't think she did, from
Then
my
it
understanding, which I mean that gets more and
then it probably won't hold very much water.
yeah, I don't think it will. We'll see. I mean, stranger things have happened.
Ah, Stranger Things, a reference.
Mhm. But yeah, that's it for the movie news. Um, have you been watching anything?
So I literally just finished watching The Office, wrapped up totally. Not my favorite comedy. I'm sorry for all you diehard Office fans out there, but I did get engaged as we went along, and I was really happy with the finale. And I did scream when that character came back as a cameo, because I did not see it coming. I knew that character would show up, but I was very happy to see it. Um, but yeah, I am officially finished with The Office. I have seen it now from beginning to end, and I enjoyed it.
That's is this your first time?
It was my first time seeing it, yes.
I remember watching this live. My family was a huge Office fan, so we watched every episode the day it aired for like the whole 9 years or so it was streaming.
It was so popular. I think it outperformed the British original series, didn't it? To where
I think
people
so.
think of the
Yeah, yeah.
American Office now. And I think now it's got at least 1 or 2 spin-off shows now that are airing. I think The Paper is a spin-off show, that might be currently airing as far as I know.
Yes. Yep. I think you're correct on that.
But yes, that's the only show I was able to finish.
I have not been able to watch anything this week. This month has been pretty crazy.
Welcome to May, the busiest time of year.
Always. But yeah, um that brings us to the TV news. Um for Breaking Bad fans, this next bit of news is going to be really exciting. Aaron Paul joins the cast of Fallout Season 3,
I am down for
which I
that.
guess is fitting.
I am freaking out over that announcement. Ah, he is such a fun actor and he's a big geek too, so I know he'll be right at home um in that universe. He's been in a Final Fantasy movie. Uh he's been in Tron. He's been what else has he been in? But he's one of us. He's one of us. He's a geek. So he's got to be over the moon to be cast to play in the Wasteland in this universe.
I guess a better title for this would have been Aaron Paul returns to doing random side quests in the middle of nowhere.
Yes. Just like in that show, that one show that made him a household name, right?
Yeah, Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. I'm down to
Yep.
seeing him. I'm so excited to
Um,
see him.
yeah, there's not much details on who he will play, but man, I'm excited. I really like him. Um, I guess we'll find out soon. On to the next bit of TV news. So apparently, what was once called Harry Potter will now be named Harry Potter and the Pilfered Nimbus 2000
Oh no, why?
be- because people keep stealing the broomsticks off of the set.
What?
Yeah, so basically, we don't know if it's actors or the crew, but someone keeps stealing the broomsticks and other props off of the set. So they are now actually microchipping everything.
Just like animals.
Sure. Yeah, so according to this, spell books, broomsticks, pumpkins, wands, you name it. Oh my, is it getting microchipped? Um, yeah, everything's being tracked daily now. The props department is now basically have has a checkout list for every prop for every scene. Um, yeah, this is guys, if you work on a film set, um, do not do this. This is the number one fastest way to get fired and get blacklisted. I know there's stories of actors and actresses being like, "Hey, I stole this wig," or "Hey, I stole this prop." But guys, they get permission. It's a marketing ploy. They don't actually steal anything. Those things cost a lot of money, and the studios have to write them off. And theft is not a good write off.
Yeah, I think everything is labeled and there's somebody in charge of counting to make sure they have all the, items and everything, that they need. And if something's missing, that's a big panic button for everybody involved.
Yeah, it's yeah. Especially because this is going to be an ongoing series. Those props need to be able to be like they need to reuse those each season. And if you have the Nimbus 2000 going missing, that might have cost like a couple of grand to $10,000 to make, depending on like the version. So if it's just like a stand-in, it might be cast out of foam. But if it's like the hero prop, that could be so expensive to make, and they don't have to remake that.
Just some good info for those of you who are interested in entering the movie business. They take it very seriously.
Yeah, very seriously, just don't do
Don't do
that.
it.
Yeah, I mean, apparently they're also now the executives are just they built a team to just watch eBay to make sure nothing gets sold on eBay.
They'll be on the lookout for that.
Mhm. Um, yeah, if you're really looking for props, then I guess also be watching eBay. Not that I'm promoting set theft, but I mean, it would be kind of cool to own the original Nimbus 2000.
It would, if it was available, which I don't think it is.
No, no. But we will end the podcast here for tonight. Um, yeah, just be wishing Cody good health. Be praying for him. He's not feeling well. Hopefully, he'll be back next week.
Yes.
So, where can they find you, Andrea?
You can find me over at the Geeks Under Grace Discord at Andrea Riccati or over on Instagram, also at Andrea Riccati. I am always available to say hi and share well wishes and talk about games and just other topics about gaming, um, sharing the faith, sharing encouragement with each other. So you can find me under there.
And you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube under at Different Lens Media. Remember, guys, keep gaming, keep praying, and God bless.